Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Dark Park Film Reviews. And on this video, we are going to be looking at The Rat Pack. I am a huge Rat Pack fan. I love Frank Sinatra beyond belief. I think he is the greatest entertainer that has ever graced this planet. That is past, present, and future. I think the guy is just absolutely brilliant, and I love everything that surrounds him, along with Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. You even have Peter Lawford and Joey Bishop. I just love them all. And then there's even the sub Rat Pack people. So I have this, and so this is it's the 4 Film Favorites Oceans collection. These are that's the remake. So that's the one that has George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Brad Pitt, and Julia Roberts. Then they made Oceans 12, which has even more people. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Andy Garcia, Don Cheadle, Bernie Mac, and Julia Roberts again. And then they have down here Oceans 13, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Don Cheadle, Bernie Mac, Ellen Barkin, and Al Pacino. This is the original. So this is Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford. It says Angie Dickinson. We really should be... Wow, they cut Peter Lawford off. Most likely, Peter Lawford is probably... I'm sorry, Peter Lawford's here. Joey Bishop, they cut off. Joey Bishop should probably be somewhere about right here. But I guess Angie Dickinson for this was a bigger name, but that's... She's like sub Rat Pack. But this is the original film. And I mean, I like all of these. Of course, I like the original the best. And I will never accept Ocean's 8. Never. I will not put it into the collection. I will never see it. I heard that they basically killed Danny Ocean off screen, which is fucking stupid. And, no, I just won't. It gets like... No, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. You're doing Ghostbusters 2016 all over again, but just with the ocean movies. So, this one is the best one. I mean, they're all fun, but this is the best of these guys. But this is a great movie. I absolutely love this film. So I thought, well, if I have a collection of these, what if I looked up something to show? Maybe there's a collection of the old Rat Pack movies. And there's different things that you can get, like different collections and stuff. But what I found is, I'll just kind of show you how they have these here. Yeah, it looks like they have probably 2 movies per disc. At least they were a gold disc. But, so I found one. This thing is great. I was so happy with this. This is great. So I found one called the Rat Pack Ultimate Collector's Edition. This is Warner Brothers. And it has on it, look at that, look how thick this is. And it has Ocean's 11, Robin and the Seven Hoods, 4 for Texas, and Sergeant's 3. So all these guys, we got, even though this is a little mixed up to the names, but Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop. They're all DVD. Look at that. They even got the famous Sands picture back there. This thing is great. And it's thick, too. So it's not going to tear anytime soon. So this has some good stuff in it. So let's take a look. I got this off of eBay, and I asked the seller does it have everything in it? I just wanted to make sure, even though the picture showed everything. I'm like, does it? He goes, yeah, it's everything that's in the picture. I'm like, cool. I'm going to buy it. So let's see. This is the first thing. So it looks like that. And, oh, I see. It kind of folds out like that. Well, let's actually look at the movies first, because these are the goodies. Let's look at the movies. So the movies, it's like this. It's got the credits for the films on the back. So Ocean's 11, we're looking at, let's see here, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, Angie Dickinson. So those are the ones that are before the credit. We also have like Cesar Romero. Joey Bishop is listed before. I'm sorry, he's listed after the credits. Henry Silva. You got Red Skeleton, George Raft. And then for Robin and the Seven Hoods, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. before the credit, before, like, you know, the name of the movie. Peter Falk, Barbara Rush, Victor Bruno, Bing Crosby, and I heard that was the Bing Crosby role was originally going to be Peter Lawford, but the whole thing with Sinatra and the Kennedys and Lawford and how Kennedy at the time, because he was running for election, or he might have just been elected president, was going to stay at Sinatra's house, and they said no because Sinatra kind of has these like mob connections, and Lawford told him he's not going to stay. Frank freaked out and said, "You're no longer in the Rat Pack." So, yeah, that's from what I understand. Oh, it also has Henry Silva in it too. And then 4 for Texas has Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. Oh, this is Sammy Davis Jr. is not listed on here. Ursula Andress is in this. Victor Bruno, Charles Bronson, special guest The Three Stooges. Okay, so let's look. Okay, so Sergeants 3, Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, Joey Bishop, also has Henry Silva. And it's introducing the Crosby brothers, Philip, Dennis, and Lindsay. Interesting. So, I wish that they gave dates. Because I haven't seen these in a very long time. Yeah, they don't give. So I'd be curious. And then you open it. Looks like that. Yeah, and you could kind of see here, Ocean's 11 has all the guys. Robin and the Seven Hoods just has the 3 guys. 4 for Texas just has 2 of them, even though there's more. No, I think it was just them. And then Sergeants 3 only shows the 2 of them. And then what's on the other side here? Looks like that. So, I'm going to quickly take a look at, let's see. So, Ocean's 11. $1960. Okay. All right, so so others. Oh, wow. So this has a Okay, so Ocean's 11, yeah. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, Richard Conte, Joey Bishop, Henry Silva, Buddy Lester, Richard Benedict, Norman Fell, he's from Three's Company, Clem Harvey, and then other people that are listed in a different section. Angie Dickinson, Cesar Romero, Petrus Wymore. Okay, I'm going to skip some of these people. Henry Silva, and then cameos, George Raft, Red Skeleton, Shirley MacLaine. Okay, so that does have all the main guys. So this is interesting. If you just look up the Rat Pack, it shows like all the movies these guys were in. Because you have like It Happened in Brooklyn, 1947. That's Frank Sinatra and Peter Lawford. Meet Me in Las Vegas, 1956, which is Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. cameo appearances. Some Come Running, 1958, Sinatra, Dean Martin, co-starring Shirley MacLaine. Never So Few, Sinatra, Lawford, and initially Davis, so Sammy Davis Jr., who was replaced by Steve McQueen. Ocean's 11, then it listed everybody, Sinatra, Martin, Davis, Lawford, Angie Dickinson, Joey Bishop, cameo by Shirley MacLaine. Pepe, 1960, Sinatra, Martin, Davis, Lawford, and Bishop, all cameos. Sergeants 3, Sinatra, Martin, Davis, Lawford, and Bishop. Road to Hong Kong, Sinatra and Martin cameos at 62. Come Below Your Horn, 1962, Sinatra, cameo by Martin. Johnny Cool, 1963, so Davis, Bishop, Peter Lawford, who's the executive producer, Henry Silva, and Mort Shaw, Jim Backus, yeah, that Gilligan's Island. 4 for Texas, just Sinatra and Martin. That's 63. Robin and the Seven Hoods, Sinatra, Martin, Davis, and initially Lawford, who was replaced by Bing Crosby. Because, yeah, like I said, that was the whole Kennedy thing. Marriage on the Rocks, Sinatra and Martin. The Oscar, 1966, Sinatra uncredited and Lawford. Oh, but okay. So he was replaced by Bing Crosby and Robin and the Seven Hoods. But then it shows the Oscar, Sinatra uncredited and Lawford. So I wonder if they kind of made up a little bit. A Man Called Adam, Davis and Lawford. Texas Across the River, Martin and Bishop. Salt and Pepper, Davis and Lawford. Sweet Charity, MacLaine and Davis. So that's 69. Salt and Pepper was like 68. Texas Across the River was 1966. A Man Called Adam was 66. The Oscar was 66. Marriage on the Rocks was 65. One More Time, 1970 with Davis and Lawford. And then The Cannonball Run, 1981, was just Dean Martin and Davis. But then Cannonball Run 2, Sinatra, Martin, and Davis, plus Shirley MacLaine and Henry Silva. I would say Sinatra was more of a cameo in that. Archive footage of Lawford and Sinatra was used in the 1974 compilation film That's Entertainment. So they actually did a fair amount of stuff together, sometimes just a few of them, sometimes only 2 of them. And then, of course, this doesn't even count the movies that they all did solo. That's a whole other thing. So And I'm going to... So this is why I just... Let's just take a look at this for 1 second here. I'm just trying to find a poster, and of course none of them will work in what I'm trying to do. They're all the wrong format. There it is. Okay, so let's see if that will work. Okay, so this is Ocean's 8. I am not at all, like I said, I am not going to own this thing. There is no way I'm owning this. If there's what, and it is technically, I guess, a sequel because they do mention that Danny Ocean is dead. Like I said, off screen, which I thought was incredibly stupid because if this made money, they could have done another Ocean's movie and included, George Clooney. And I don't know, maybe they still could. You just say that that he faked his death or something. But since this made no money at all, that's not going to happen. So, Ocean's 8, which I can't believe I'm giving any time to, has like Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, Awkwafina, who I can't stand, Rihanna, Helen Bonham Carter, Dakota Fanning, James Corden. Oh my God, I cannot stand James Corden. And Richard Armitage. There's probably more people in here too, but I'm not going to get all into it. But this is, it follows Debbie Ocean, the sister of Danny Ocean, who assembles a team of women to orchestrate an elaborate heist at the annual Met Gala. And I believe Debbie Ocean is Sandra Bullock. So, it's considered, it's a spin-off, but it is the 4th installment in the Ocean's franchise. So, it is horrible. I could say that even without seeing it, that it's horrible. And I will never watch it. So, let's get into the other stuff. So, we looked at the DVDs. It also comes with, and I'll show this right now, is a deck of playing cards. Some of them I found that they were opened. This is not opened. This is completely sealed. Brand new. It is just going to stay in here. I thought of maybe just buying an open deck of cards just to see what they look like, but I don't know. I guess I could just kind of keep it like this. So I started to show this. And there's got some goodies in here. So first, let's take a look at this. This is a... it looks like it's just like a kind of like a... almost like a program for them, for Ocean's 11. Okay, so this is the front. Back looks like that. So it's got Ocean's 11 on the cover. And then, like, it has different posters. This could be lobby cards. Might be for newspapers or magazines. But it's all Ocean's 11. And this thing is in good shape. It's got the cast, the credits, the billing, TV campaign. Yeah, it's got a bunch of Looks like there's some articles. Ah! Almost dropped the Rat Pack. More articles and posters. And then that's it. So this is pretty cool. I like this. And then it gives, these are 2 different sizes. So they appear to be, looks like lobby cards and maybe just some behind the scenes. So these are the smallers. Oh, but these are from the different, no, are these all from, so these are all from Sergeants 3, it looks like. So we got this one. So that's Frank and Dean together. Then there's this one, which is Frank, Dean, and Peter. This looks like a whole group of soldiers. This is Frank, Dean. I don't think that's Peter Lawford up there. It could be somebody else, but then Frank and Dean again. And then, wow, I haven't seen any with Sammy. Joey Bishop is in here too. Come on. I don't have to bid these any more than I have to, so just come apart. There we go. And then here's Frank, Dean, and yeah, maybe that picture was Dean. I mean, was Peter Lawford. But here's, yeah, Frank, Dean, and Peter Lawford. Okay, so we finally get, all right, so we got, in this one, Frank Henry Silva. That looks like Peter Lawford. Then there's Dean, and then there's Sammy right there. So he finally made it. And, oh, looks like we got another one with Sammy. So this, it looks like it's just Sammy and Dean. I don't think either one of these guys is Frank. They don't look familiar. So those are all for Sergeants 3. These are in great shape. So if you decide to get these off of eBay, make sure you get everything, and also make sure that they're all in good condition. A lot of people have done a picture where we'll show everything in there, and you can see what they have in the condition of them. These I'm not sure entirely. They look like they're just different pictures. They might be Ocean's 11. Nope, because there looks like there's some cowboy stuff in here too. So they're just different. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, Frank Sinatra with Dean Martin behind him, fixing his tie on set. Ocean's 11, 1960. This one is cast members relaxing between takes. Ocean's 11, 1960. And we got this one. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Peter Lawford at the film's premiere in Las Vegas, Ocean's 11, 1960. And imagine being at that premiere. Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. practicing dance moves on the set. Robin and the Seven Hoods, 1964. Frank Sinatra sitting in front of his trailer on set. Robin and the Seven Hoods, 1964. Okay, now we got like a Western one here. Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra on set. 4 for Texas, 1963. The only guy that Frank really didn't have a falling out with was Dean. I don't think Dean cared. I think that he had established himself well enough to where, I don't know, if he did piss off Frank, it didn't really matter. Or just maybe Frank didn't care, or Dean just didn't piss off Frank. It seems like if you made Frank mad, he would dump you for an album or a concert or a movie or a TV appearance or something. And then later on they would make up and then they would pop up in something together. So Frank definitely seemed to be a guy to hold a grudge, but then maybe after a while he dropped it because like some things would be with Frank and Dean, some things would be with them with like Frank and Sammy, some things would be with Frank and Joey, you know, it's that type of thing. So I think he was just one of these guys that if you pissed him off, you got cut out for a while. But then you would make up and then be in something, and then who knows, maybe even piss him off again, and then you would be cut out again. So we got a few more pictures here. Sinatra playing chess on the set with Fritz Feld, 4 for Texas, 1963. Oh, this is an awesome one. This is one of my all-time favorite actors. Okay, here we go. So, Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra chatting with visitor James Gardner. Oh, do I love James Gardner. On the set, Peter Lawford is in the background. This is Ocean's 11, 1960. Oh, man. He might have been filming something since he has the hat on, like the cowboy hat. And then, let's see what this one is from. Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and Sammy Davis Jr. discuss a scene with the director Louis Milestone, Ocean's 11, 1960. And this is our last one? Yeah. And then Frank Sinatra and Peter Lawford watch from behind the camera, Ocean's 11, 1960. Yeah, I think their fallout was when Kennedy was running for election. There was also a lot of stuff with like, Kennedy's dad and Sammy Davis Jr. The Kennedy's dad was a pretty big racist, from what I understand, and Sinatra asked Sammy at the dad's request to hold off on his interracial wedding until after the election was done. So there was stuff where the Kennedys, or at least just the father, thought that it could really hurt his son's chances of becoming president if these guys were seen at an interracial marriage. So there's a history, and unfortunately Peter Lawford got stuck in the middle of it all. But yeah, that's everything. That's what we got. So let's put this stuff back. So this goes back in here, and then we got the Sergeant's 3 cards that go back here, and then this, which is interesting. I think I've seen these before. Like I used to see them as kids, and it would just be Warner Brothers, WB from Warner Brothers, advertising, publicity, and exploration. So there must have just been everything that they needed for Ocean's 11. And then, of course, we got the playing cards. And we got the movies. So let's get them back in here. I know me. I know at some point, God, I'm going to be such an idiot. I'm going to buy Ocean's 8 just because I'm a completist. And it's going to annoy me in the same way that I've bought some other stuff. But I really do look at it as Ghostbusters 2016. It was completely unnecessary to just remove all the men and bring in all the women, and it bombed. So, as I'm sure if they made another Ocean's 11 with the Clooney cast, and they maybe brought in some of these women to be in it, so then we got to know them, and then at some point they could maybe do one more film with the original guys, bring in Sandra Bullock and some of the women, let us get to know them, and then they could do a spin-off. So we already know a few of them, and then they could bring in some other women, so and then you don't say Danny's dead, which is friggin' stupid, unless for some reason he shows up in the movie in a cameo, and he's like, oh yeah, I just faked everything. But I have no idea. But yeah, so that's everything for this box set, which I absolutely love. So, check it out if you love Sinatra, all these guys, the Rat Pack, definitely get this box set. So I have a lot of music from them. I need to get a poster or two, like Sinatra standing at his microphone. I think would be great to hang up in the office here. Need to get this. Well, the one with them walking in front of it is the one that I want. So, but yeah, I mean, I listen to their live stuff a lot. I just listen to them solo. I listen to them working together. I think they are just the cat's meow, even though these guys are part of the Rat Pack, the cat's meow. But all right, everybody, thanks a lot. I appreciate you watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye.